What's good, everybody? This is your boy, Jathan, and welcome to The Naked Truth, where we tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help us God. I need y'all to do me a favor, buckle up, because here at The Naked Truth, we don't repeat cycles, we break them. So let's buckle up, because today's episode is going to be absolutely epic. So before we get into it, a few housekeeping rules, because I already know how this particular episode is going to go. I need 2 rules. Number 1, stay respectful in the comment section. That's all I ask. Number 2, don't argue in the comment section. That's all I ask. I promise you, this episode is going to rile you up a little bit. You're going to feel some type of way a little bit, and you're going to want to argue a little bit. And I'm going to ask you, today, just refrain from the temptation of arguing with me and arguing with others in the comment section. All right, let's get into it today. Today's episode is dealing with the truth about what men really need. I said it. I said today we're going to get into what do men really need in a relationship. So I'm calling to the front of the church, all single ladies. I'm calling to the front of the church, all married women. I'm calling to the front of the church. If you desire to be in a healthy relationship, you going to want to hear this podcast. So go invite your friends, invite your family, get your favorite drink, get your coffee, get your tea, get your water, get your spritz, whatever you drink, whatever's your thing. All right, get your popcorn, and let's get around the table. Let's talk about what do men really need. The truth really is, it's kind of difficult to hear, but you need to hear it today at The Naked Truth. We don't spare you. We tell the truth. And the truth is, some women don't want to hear the truth. That's the truth. The truth is, a lot of women don't want to hear the truth, but you need to hear it. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it because we're in an extremely toxic society. Tell men to man up. Truth is, man up, but don't speak up. We want you to man up, but don't speak up. And we wonder why relationships are breaking down, because we're in such a toxic society where men have to learn the fine line of speaking up where it doesn't become chauvinistic or it's not considered toxic masculinity. Because now we want to label anything that leads as a man toxic, and that's just not true. That's just not the case. And today we got to really address it, because we have to address the issues. And I want to be clear before you start coming for me. I am not coming for you ladies. I'm not coming for you. I'm not blaming you. I'm not coming for you. I'm just going to share what men need, and it's the truth. So if you want to grow in this moment, if you want to help yourself in this moment, you're going to give an ear to hear. I already know some of y'all are already arguing, well, men done did this, and men done. I mean, you're already ready. Like you got your engine revved up. But today we're going to tell the whole truth, so help us God. And we're going to unpack what I believe 3 things men need. And so many women are struggling to understand what a man really needs. Not because they can't do it, not because they don't want to do it, because I really believe this. Most women have been conditioned not to listen. They've been conditioned to respond, but not to listen. And today, I want you to listen. I know some of you're already ready. Y'all, your guns are loaded. You're locked and loaded. You want all the smoke. All right. Don't come for me in the comment section. I'm just saying, just listen to me. I know some of y'all are already ready to jump on me, but I'm just saying, this is not about being perfect. This is about you listening to a man that has lived a good life, 50 years of living, been a phenomenal marital relationship that has had its ups, its downs, its woes, and we have triumphed through them all. And I want you to hear from a man who considers himself to be a man's man. I am for men, while at the same time, I have learned to be compassionate. I have learned to be understanding. I have learned to listen. Learned is the optimal word in this particular phrase. I have learned what my wife needs. I've learned these things. And at the same time, she's had to humble herself and learn me. We both came from traditional African American type families. She came from strong, dominant women. I came from strong, dominant men. So you already know what that's getting ready to do. What? I came from strong, chauvinistic, male-led homes. She came from strong, female, I'm going to do what I want to do, independent, I don't need a man type home, right? So we both came from these type of environments, and we have built something special because we tore down what we came from to build something that's great for our children to now live in a legacy of healthy relationships. And my wife has learned me, or learning me, and I'm learning her. And so in this episode, I want to share something with you, and I want you to just walk with me for a moment, because men need to be heard, not handled. A lot of women oftentimes want to handle a man, but not hear a man. Unfortunately, women have been conditioned to believe they know what a man needs better than a man. As asinine as that sounds, as ridiculous as that sounds, a lot of women really believe they know their man better than that man knows himself. They really believe that in their heart, without question, without question. And society has allowed you to believe that, which is why in a lot of ways relationships are deteriorating, because we've been conditioned to love a person the way you want to be loved, the way you want to be talked to, but not the way that individual needs to be loved. So today I want you to hear the truth. Not the truth from the version you want to come out the man's mouth, but I want you to hear the naked truth of what a man really needs, and understand that we don't want to be handled. We want to be heard. We don't want to be fixed. Here's the truth, ladies. You don't even have the capacity or the ability to fix us. We in trouble now. If you're getting with a man and you believe I can fix him, you've already lost. You can't fix him. You don't even have the capacity to fix him. You don't even have the aptitude to fix him. You're not a man. You can't fix a man. We in trouble now. But society has allowed us to assume in so many ways that you can become, as a woman, an expert at understanding and knowing what a man needs better than a man. And in some ways that is true if you have heard and listened to your man. Now, every man is different. Not all men are made the same. Not all men need the same thing. So all of us, it incumbents upon us to hear what your man needs, and not, watch this now, and not try to edit what your man needs. Did you hear what I just said? Embrace what your man needs without editing what your man needs. A lot of women want to edit and not embrace. Before you can even get to edit, you got to embrace. And oftentimes what I'm finding is women have put themselves in a position, in a sense of not really understanding what a man needs. I already know some of y'all are so mad right now, you can't even stand it. You so upset with me right now, you can't even take it because you're conditioned to talk about your needs, your wants, your issues, your this, your that, without hearing from a man who can be vulnerable what he needs. Now, I just said a whole lot right there because if you just caught what I just said, if you take a man's vulnerability away as a woman, you've already lost. Once a man gets comfortable with you and he wants to be vulnerable with you, the worst thing you can do as a woman is weaponize his vulnerability. It's so funny. I tease my wife. We kind of switch roles. You know, I was never the real sensitive one. Like, be honest, I just wasn't. Holding hands, want to be under her. Like, that's me now. I release all of my male toxic inhibitions to be vulnerable with her, to share with her how I feel. Where the only feeling that I was comfortable showing was anger, where now I can show, no, you hurt my feelings. You know how challenged it is for a man's man to say you hurt my feelings. That hurt. I didn't appreciate what you just said to me. I didn't appreciate the way you approached me in that manner. It's very difficult for men to be vulnerable. And once you get a man to that space, if you weaponize his vulnerability, you will push him back into the cave. But if you nurture that vulnerability, if you nurture that emotional space that he just opened up to you, especially an emotional intelligent man that's willing to be emotionally intelligent, you must also now in reverse be emotionally mature, because a man that's willing to share his emotions, it takes a mature woman to be able to handle them. The truth of it is most women can't handle a man's truth. You want a man to handle your truth, but you struggle to handle the truth that a man lives within his heart, because that truth requires you to confront yourself, requires you to recognize you're not always right. And one of the things that I've learned is that women struggle with pride just as much as men. We oftentimes want to put men on this pride pedestal, like, oh my God, men are prideful. But the truth of the matter is, it's very, very, very the same for ladies. Very difficult for women to say, I'm sorry, I messed up. That wasn't right. I apologize. That's a learned behavior for all of us, not just for men. And when you get a man who's able to live in the freedom of his vulnerability, the freedom of being able to tell you the truth, do not punish him for it. Oh, I just said a whole lot. I said, when you get a man to live in the freedom of his vulnerability, the freedom of being able to tell you the truth, do not weaponize it. Do not punish him for it. Because what you're doing in reverse is then conditioning that man that the only truth you really want is a lie. You don't want the truth. You want him to live in a lie that makes you feel comfortable, but makes him quietly bitter. Makes him draw back into his own personal cave. Makes him go, watch this now, go to someone else that's willing to handle his truth. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not even saying that I agree with it. Under no circumstances in a faithful relationship should any man step outside of that relationship to find comfort. I've been there. I know what that means. What I'm saying is, when you can't handle a truth and someone in a vulnerable space where that man is, he becomes vulnerable in that space. And that's a dangerous space for him to be in. It's a dangerous space because men seek safety. Did you hear what I said, ladies? We know you seek safety. We know a woman's language is security, or part of a woman's language is security. But a part of a man's language is, who can he trust with his vulnerability? Who can he trust to be safe in a toxic environment where men can only be men by showing one emotion, that's anger or boldness or strength? Who can he be weak with? Who can he lay his head down with? Who can he rest his eyes with and know he's safe with? Who can he share his secret with and know that those secrets only rest in the heart of that individual and will never be weaponized again? Most women say they want honesty. They say it. But can they handle the true, raw, unadulterated truth that most men desire to share? Desire to share. Now, again, we're talking about men that have understood their own worth, their own value. They understand who they are as men. I'm not talking about boys. I'm not talking about boys. I'm not talking about you women that struggle to try and to make a boy a man. You've already messed up. If you're dating a boy and you married him and now you expect him to be a man, you've already messed up. Because he was a boy when you married him. The truth of the matter is he never had nothing in him to help him mature to become a man. And so oftentimes you're demonizing real men because you're still dating or married to a boy. And so your only perspective of a man is really a boy in a man's body. He's a man in a man's body, but his mental capacity, his emotional capacity, his spiritual capacity is still as a boy. One of the things that I've noticed about a lot of women is they marry men who understood how to be a provider, which is a part of the priestly kingship of a man, but they never understood how to be a priest. They never understood how to pray for their wife, pray for their soulmate. They can provide phenomenally, but they don't know how to pray for her. So what I'm saying is, if you're not careful, you're judging your lens through the misappropriation of what you gave your heart to. You misappropriated your heart in the hands of the wrong person. And now you want to believe that all men are like that when what you have is not a man, he's still a boy. I just said a whole lot. So when you meet a healthy, mature man that is growing, that is learning, that is leaning into his vulnerability, that is recognizing the toxicity that he was raised in and willing to be transformed in that space, you as a woman have to nurture that. Don't demonize that. Just as you don't want to be demonized yourself, just as you want to be in a space where you're able to grow in a transformational relationship, because a transformational relationship gives space to grow. A transactional relationship does not. Meaning only if you do this, I do that. If you do that, I do this. But a transformational relationship gives space for growth. Growth, not potential. Because oftentimes you'll marry a man with potential, but potential is unrealized growth. That's not what I'm talking about. No, baby, when I get there, no, I ain't talking about that. Oh, girl, you know I love you in one day. No, I ain't talking about the one day. I'm talking about a man that has leaned into the intellectual capacity to grow himself introspectively, transforming himself spiritually, mentally, physically, financially. This man pushes himself not to be better for you, but to be better for himself. That's a different kind of breed. That's a different kind of man. That type of man doesn't need the same needs as a man that just wants to get by. This has nothing to do with where he works, his blue collar, white collar. That's a spiritual mentality. That's a force that has to be reckoned with. That's a different kind of breed of a man. That has nothing to do with whether he makes $60,000 or $600,000 or $6 million. That's intrinsically in a man that says, I want to grow. And he needs a woman that's willing to help him nurture that space of growth. To say, yeah, you failed in the area, but that doesn't mean that's where you need to stay. I'm not judging you based off of what you've done. I'm judging you based off of now the space in which you're growing past what you've done. Because if you learn from what you've done, it wasn't a mistake. Oh my goodness. Why are we acting like none of us make mistakes? I said, if you learned from what you've done, it wasn't a mistake. That's a turning point. That's a growth spurt. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? So we as men are not as complicated as we're often portrayed. Men are complicated. Men don't know what they want. No, the truth is we're very simple. We do know what we want. Most men know what they want. I'm saying most in the sense of real men. So let me be clear in that, because there's a lot of men that just absolutely do not know what they want. But men are simple in gist. You know what men want? Respect. Men are attracted to women that respect them. Men are attracted to women that think they're physically attractive and want to have sex with them. I love it that my wife wants to have sex with me. Some of y'all can't even handle that right there. Oh my God, yes, that's attractive. Who wants to just be in a relationship with somebody where all I want is to have sex with them? They don't want to have sex with me. I want to be physically attractive to my wife. There's a viral clip going on right now where a woman is looking at Usher like she wants to eat all of him. She's looking at him like nothing else matters but this moment. If you don't have a woman that looks at you like that, ladies, if you don't look at your man like that, then he knows that. And he sees you look at another man like that, crushes him. Because men want to feel and sense that level of attraction. They want to sense they need it sexually, physically. No matter how much rolls, how out of shape we've got, no matter how much weight we've gained, we want to feel like we're still physically attractive. And I know you all as women do. Baby, how do I look in this dress? You want to still feel like a man is physically attracted to you. So do we. So do we. Respect for us is everything. It's everything. The tone, the way you come, the way you speak, the way you posture. And when you throw out the window that those things don't matter anymore, when you don't care your presentation to me, in the way you present your language to me, in the way you present your tone to me, what it says to me is you don't value me as a king. He ain't no king. I know he just didn't say that. Yes, I said it. Is as a man, we want the respect in our home as a king. I ain't everybody's king. I just want to be yours. Oh, drop the mic. Turn the podcast off. I just said it. I don't need to be everybody's king. I just need to be yours. He just wants to be yours. Just like you want to be his queen. He don't need to be everybody's queen. He just needs to be yours. You want that man to want you as his queen. He don't need to see everybody as a queen. He don't even need to see his mama as a queen, but he needs to see you as a queen. Treat you as a queen. Talk to you as a queen. Be compassionate with you as a queen rather. You know what I mean? Be patient with you as a queen. My wife talks to me about that all the time. Baby, be patient with me. Be compassionate with me. Right? Is because that's what you desire. We as men desire the same thing. We desire the same thing. I don't need everybody to treat me as a king. I know when I go to the workforce, they're not going to treat me as a king. I know when I go to this space, they're not going to treat me as a king. But when I come home, I need to be the king in my castle. I need to be the king in my... It's that simple. It's that simple. Let me share something with you. Just recently, matter of fact, I got it on right now. I came home from traveling, going back and forth. I pastored 2 churches with my wife. I came home and she had a brand new outfit sitting in my closet. This one right here. Ain't it dope? Ain't it fire? Brand new outfit sitting in my closet. Nice. Out the package. Wasn't it still in the package? It was out the package on a hanger. Made me feel like a king. It don't even matter where she got it. It doesn't matter if it's name brand or not. And it is, but it doesn't matter. What matters is it was the posture and the presentation that she took to make me feel like my value mattered. Like my value mattered. That's how. You bring a man into an emotional space and he recognizes, I ain't got to be perfect. I just want to be heard. I just want to be seen. I just want to be valued. She's not trying to fix me, and I'm not trying to fix her. We're trying to learn each other. So in this series that I'm getting ready to help some of you ladies with, if you decide to rock with me, I'm going to help you understand what a man needs. Man, buckle up. This is the naked truth. Where we tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help us God. We get into it. Do you hear what I'm saying? We get all the way into it where we do not repeat cycles here. We break them. Let's get it. The naked truth.